This is the Good Neighbor Podcast, the place where local businesses and neighbors come together. Here's your host, Rachel Fife.
Welcome to the Good Neighbor Podcast. Now, do you own a small or medium-sized business and looking for a partner to help with bookkeeping, accounting, cash flow, and financial strategies? Well, that resource is closer than you think. Today, I have the pleasure of introducing your good neighbor, Amy Spandau, with Ablaze Financial. Amy, how is it going?
It's wonderful this morning, Rachel. How are you?
I'm good. Well, I gotta tell you, we are excited to learn about your business. So tell us about your company.
Absolutely. So I founded Ablaze a couple of years ago after an almost 30-year career in corporate accounting and finance because I really was passionate about the small business owner, whether you're bootstrapping your business or whether you're raising capital. The market sub $10 million of revenue is really, in my mind, underserved. So there's a lot of people in this country that are trying to build businesses, but they can't access the higher level accounting and finance strategies that are available to bigger companies. And so I wanted to be the one that really builds a business around how do you make that approachable for the smaller business so that they can grow their business in a more strong way quicker.
Wonderful. Well, how did you get into this business? You touched a little bit upon it, but I'd love to hear more.
To be honest, I started my career way long ago. I was given a college job to basically create finances for someone. So I worked for a founder. I was 17, and he gave me shoe boxes and grocery bags worth of receipts and bank statements and said, make books. Little did I know that would be foundational to my career as a CPA auditor who became a CPA, and then an in-house controller for a multi-billion-dollar company. And then I just continued my career. And one of the things that's my strength is cleaning up messes and making sense and creating stories out of a business's financial statements. And so I became a CFO of a startup in 2012, and that really catalyzed my career. We did a big turnaround. And that's when I really started working with smaller startup-like businesses. And I just fell in love with the founders and my peers. And I realized that I had something to offer them, right? So your businesses, no matter how passionate you are, can't succeed unless it succeeds financially. And typically most founders are front of house focused. They're excited about doing the thing that they do. But if the thing doesn't have strong economics on the back, the whole enterprise is going to suffer. So I designed my firm completely around how can we scale accounting and finance with them, alongside them as a partner, so that they invest along the way and learn along the way. So while we technically do all things bookkeeping, cash flows, really what we do is we are a partner that educates along the way. And so what we always say is compliance plus infrastructure equals great numbers, and great numbers plus knowing what to do with them equals growth and success. And so we're there to build that with them, alongside of them, so that they can do what they're passionate about, which is bring their business to market.
I love it. Now, what do you think are some myths or misconceptions in your industry?
That compliance is where it's at. So a lot of people think that their numbers are just because of taxes. If I could beg founders for anything, it's that taxes are like going to the dentist. Like, you have to do it and you have to brush your teeth, but it's not your holistic medical provider. It's just something that you have to do. So my clients don't even think about taxes. We take care of working with their tax provider, but what we do engage them with is what are the stories that their number is telling us, because that is what's most important. Yes, we file tax returns. Yes, we make sure you fill out your forms. But that's the biggest misconception, is that your books and your numbers are for your taxes, where I would say it's 80-20, not that way. 15-20% for compliance, but 80% of it is so that you know how your business is performing so you can make better decisions.
Wonderful. Well, we know marketing is like at the heart of every business. So how are you
Yeah.
finding your customers, your clients?
So it's all been referral and word of mouth up until now. We're actually just starting to launch our more formal marketing. It's taken basically 4 years of R&D of figuring out exactly who we are and what services we want to offer. And we've really nailed that. And so we're in the process of launching on Instagram, revisiting our website, as well as then me being out in the public on more things like this, more podcasts, great ones like this, and being out in market more so that I can tell these stories more compellingly. Now that I know what the journey is for a small business founder, really at a concrete level, because I'm a founder just alongside of all of you.
Wonderful. Have you ever thought of doing your own podcast?
I have. I've been asked. I'm going to spend next year figuring that out. I want to be the best guest that people want to have on their podcast first. But I'm just really interested in founders and where they struggle, and also building a community, because building a business, I think, is the hardest thing that you can choose to do in life. I'm sure there's really awful things that happen to us and make us struggle, but this is a choice that we make. And that choice requires everything that we've got. So I want to help build community so founders don't feel as alone, because so many of us feel alone and isolated in this crazy thing that we've chosen to do that nobody in our life understands. It's amazing. I wouldn't trade it for anything, but it's also hard.
Well, now outside of work, what do you like to do for fun?
So I have a Doberman Pinscher Rhea that I train and work with. So she's a huge part of my life. I also work out a lot. So I really love being fit and being an athlete. And then I'm really engaged with my family and friends, making sure that, I'm building the best community that I can. But I love spending time with them.
Wonderful. Well, Amy, please tell our listeners one thing they should remember about Ablaze Financial.
That we're your partner to help build your business. So we are not just compliance. We do compliance and help you with your tax compliance by partnering. But really, if you are staying up at night worried about the numbers, and so many small business founders are worried about their numbers. Sometimes it's making payroll. Sometimes it's figuring out how to invest at the next level. Sometimes it's how do I get the debt that I need, or how do I build my team? Our staged approach helps you walk through every step that you need to until you're ready to graduate to your first in-house accounting and finance team. And so what I want people to think about is, all you founders out there, if your numbers are something that aren't making you feel amazing, if you feel that you can't understand what's happening, if you want more clarity and you don't have it, if you need help and no one's able to answer your questions, we're your go-to shop. Because one of the things that's part of my purpose is, even if you aren't a fit for Ablaze for whatever reason, I want to help you understand what you're up against so that you can find the right service providers to answer the questions that you need. So that's really what I want them to know, is that we're with you in the journey. We say that we're in the arena with you, and that there are resources out there that are really, really can help you answer those questions. And so even if we're not the best fit, we'll make sure that we get you wherever it is that you need to go.
That's great. Well, how can our listeners learn more about Ablaze Financial?
You can come to our website, so www.ablazefinancial.com. I'd be also really grateful if you followed us on Instagram. We're just getting started. I'm working on being super brave and starting to record video. I'm not sure exactly what I'm doing yet. And all you founders out there, I'm sure totally understand, because while there's parts of this that's in our zone of genius, there's other parts that are not in zone of genius yet. So I would love to be followed, and then and interact with you on Instagram. We're on LinkedIn as well, but really where we're going to be placing our efforts are on Instagram, because that's where all of you are. So
wonderful. Well, Amy, I appreciate you being on the show, and we wish your business really the best moving forward.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you for listening to the Good Neighbor Podcast. To nominate your favorite local businesses to be featured on the show, go to gnporangecounty.com. That's gnporangecounty.com or call 714-941-8862.
That was great. You did